everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you my flawless foundation base routine. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how I apply my foundation, my primer, my concealer, my contour, my blusher, bronzer and highlight to get that flawless looking base. Now this most of the time is the makeup that I would wear on an everyday basis, and for a lot of people this will be a lot of makeup, but obviously sometimes I don't contour and sometimes I will go a little bit lighter on the products depending on what I'm doing, but mostly on an everyday basis this is what I would do because it will only really take me about 10 minutes and then all I've got left to do is my lips, my eyebrows and my eyes, so it really won't take me that long to do a full face of makeup when I do this foundation routine. So yeah, let's get straight on into the video. So first for primer, I really actually like to use this Nivea primer, and it's just the Express Hydration Primer. Now this has an ingredient called glycerin in it, which is really good for making products stick to it because it's quite tacky to the touch, so really does prolong your makeup. There was a product similar to this which was a men's product, and it was the Post Shave Balm, and that was going around for quite a while and I did use it for quite a while as a primer because it had glycerin in it. Too harsh for your skin to use on an everyday basis. It does enlarge pores and stuff like that, so it's not great to use on an everyday basis, which is why I switched to a different primer, and I found this one that had glycerin in it, so I thought I'd try it out, and I do really find that this gives me a nice smooth base. It doesn't fill any pores or anything like that, but personally I don't suffer with enlarged pores, so I don't really need to worry about that. All I need to worry about is how long my makeup lasts and also keeping my skin nice and hydrated. Next on to foundation, I have my favourite foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I have two shades. I have the shade 115 and 130 because I mix these together to create my perfect shade. So yeah, I really do love this foundation. Really affordable at £5.99, and it's just a great foundation. It lasts all day, doesn't go cakey on my skin. It's quite a light coverage, which I really like. I personally only actually wear foundation just to add that bit of colour back into my face because the tan on my face always fades faster than my body, so my face naturally does look a little bit more pale, so I just want to bring a bit of that colour back by wearing foundation. So I'll apply my foundation with this 6 Plus foundation brush. I really like this for foundation because it is quite fluffy as well, so it's really good for blending in the product, but then I will also go over the top with my damp Real Techniques complexion sponge just to make sure there's no dodgy bits of blending, and it also absorbs any excess product, which obviously the brush doesn't do, so it's really good for getting that light even coverage. Next for concealer, I really like wearing the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Eye Concealer on an everyday basis because it's not too heavy but does give me a really good coverage under the eyes. So I'll just apply this under the eyes, the forehead, the nose and the chin, kind of as a highlighter but also for just that little bit extra coverage, and I wear this in the shade Light just so that it's a little bit lighter than my foundation, just to highlight that a little bit more. But yeah, this is a really good concealer. It's quite expensive for a concealer from the drugstore. I think it's £6.99, I could be wrong, but I know there are more affordable ones out there, but I really like this for an everyday basis because it's not too heavy under the eyes, so I really would recommend this concealer if you haven't tried it already. Then next I will set that concealer with the Maybelline the Matte Maker powder. This is such a good mattifying powder. It definitely does keep you matte throughout the whole day. I do tend to use blotting papers about halfway through the day as well because sometimes the shine does tend to seep through, but this does a really good job at mattifying the face and keeping all your products in place. So firstly what I would do is mattify the areas that I applied the concealer, and then I will go in with the rest of my cream products. So next I'll apply the Clinique Chubby Stick, and I will do this if I've got a little bit extra time. It doesn't take very long, but if I'm in a real rush I won't bother doing this, but I do really like how it looks. It kind of just adds that extra sculpted look, but it's quite natural, and it also works well as a bronzer as well. So I just apply this to my cheekbones, around my forehead and my nose, and I'll just blend it out with a Real Techniques contour brush, and this is just a really good contour product. I really do love this, although there is cheaper ones from the drugstore. Maybelline do a contour stick which is very similar to this, but I kind of prefer this because you can use this as a bronzer as well as a contour product. Next I'll go back in with that same Maybelline powder and set the rest of my face just to make sure the products don't budge, because next I'm going to be moving on to powder products. And I find if you don't set your foundation before you go on bronzer, it can go on a little bit patchy and it won't glide on quite so well. Whereas I find if you set your face and then applying it, you're applying a powder on top of a powder, so it blends that a little bit better and just looks more flawless on the face. That's a really good tip if you haven't tried that already. Just apply a really light dusting of powder to your face before you go in with any other powder products, just so you get that flawless contour and your bronzer. So for my bronzer, blush and highlight, I really like to use this Rimmel contour kit. I find the contour shade is a really good bronzer shade for me. It's just the right colour, and this one is in the shade Coral Glow, this palette. So I just apply that on the higher points of my face, so on my cheeks and around my forehead and a little bit down my nose and sometimes down my neck if I want to blend the foundation in a little bit better. And then next I will go in with the blusher from the palette, which I absolutely love. It's such a gorgeous shade, so I'll just smile and then apply this to the apples of my cheeks and blend it into my bronzer just so it looks as natural as possible. And then finally I will go in with the highlight from this palette and just apply this to my cheekbones, my nose and my brow bone, and maybe sometimes my cupid's bow, and that is literally it. So I don't think that's too complicated. Some people may think that is a lot of products and that's a lot of time, but because I've done it so much and I'm so used to doing it, it will only take me about 10 minutes. So yeah, that is literally it. That is my flawless, well, it's not really a foundation routine, it's more like a base routine. But yeah, that is my flawless base routine. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, it really would mean the world. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!